Yes, indeedy, compadres. Welcome to today's dark and stormy session. Lower body, muscle, mobility, strength, everything you need. 30 minutes. Let's go. Okay. Feet in your favorite squat stance. We're going to sit ourselves down.
Let's go.
Hold on to the tippy toe. Big tall chest, look at the sky, and then go the other way. Fold yourself in half, pull as deep as you can. Rinse, repeat. Don't worry if you can't lock the knees. Chances are those hamstrings will probably be prohibitive. You might be there. That's okay. Keep practicing. Imagine sinking just a degree deeper with every repetition.
Halfway there.
Checking in. How are we feeling? How are those hips, knees, and ankles and spines? Anywhere particularly tight? You're in the right place, either way.
Rest.
Okay, we're going to look at some clamshell side plank, okay, so a little bit of a lateral core oblique action, a little bit of glute medius in the top. I'm going to be in this bent knee position. My bottom leg is going to stay on the ground. I'm going to drive off that knee and open the top one as high as it will go and drop back down. Reset. Squeeze high, feel that outer hip really working for us.
Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
We're flipping on over. Oh, it's chilly. Okay.
Round 3. Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
Now we're going to come into some hamstring bridge lift-offs. So think about typical glute bridges here. We're going to go hamstring emphasis with a long position. Either the legs are dead straight or just a bit bent. Head on the floor, hands on the floor.
Round 4.
Drive through the heels, lift for 3, 2, 1, and just rest there. Rinse, repeat. Just some continual lift-offs with a few seconds hold and gently controlling down. Should really feel your hamstrings light up each time you drive your bum off the ground.
Halfway there.
We're going to be playing with some hamstring walkouts today as our knee flexion based hamstring work, which will culminate the end of the reps. We'll have this little iso
10
hold
seconds.
when the legs are straight. So getting used to that sensation, good for us.
Rest.
And finally, before we jump into the action, we're going to play with some hip rotation. So just this seated bear sit position. Hands behind the butt. Again, the further back you lean, the more accommodating it is. And what I'm going to do is just drop that right knee to the floor, make that connection, pull it open as far as it'll go, rinse, repeat to the other side. Now, if that feels a little chill, you can get taller, close down those joint angles, make it a little bit tougher. Just really imagine you're moving your limbs
Halfway there.
through thick, dense air, so we have to work hard.
Ten seconds. Rest.
Coolio. We've got a minute and change here, whereby I'm going to explain to you our first block of work. So we've got every 3 minutes times 3 windows, so that's good. It provides us with a little bit of flexibility around how much we're taking for these moves. We're going to be pairing up a split squat, so feet are right under the hips. Imagine you're on train tracks, so we're nice and stable. We're just coming straight up and down. Straight up and down. For the sake of time, I recommend 8 to 12 reps per side, depending on the weight that you are using. Alright, I'll probably, again, aim for the middle here. 10 repetitions a piece, building in weight. I'm going to start with my 20 kilos. We'll do left, we'll do right, and then we're going to do something for abdominal compression and hip flexors in a shortened position with some pike leg hip flexor lifty things. Cool. 20 odd seconds. So let's grab our suitcase dumbbells here. Again, plenty of room for customization. You could just go with one heavy dumbbell. You could go more reps with lighter dumbbells. Whatever it is. Let's just ease our way on in here. Like I said, I'm going to get 10 flat reps out the gate.
Let's go.
This is control down, light kiss of the knee, drive tool. Cool. Turn the left. If you want to rest in between legs, you can take a few moments. I'm going to save that for later. Okay. Nice friendly 10 to begin. Now, the way you're going to scale the difficulty on this one, the further forward you're folded, the harder it's going to be. I want it to be tough to lift your legs straight off the ground. Bum is on the ground, legs off the ground. A couple of inches. We're going to hold 3 seconds at the top of every rep, and then gently pop them down. 6 total reps.
Halfway there.
Okay. So I'm going to take a stab there, squeeze my legs tight, lift my feet, 1, 2, 3, and rest. That was okay, I might go a bit deeper. If you can't get your legs off the ground, just keep retreating until you can. Okay. We are going to do that twice through. Twice more times, pardon me, 2 more times. And hopefully you have an idea of your starts now, and where you want to take it. I'm going to grab up the 30s on my next one. It's the heaviest thing I got. Perfectly adequate here. I'll try and get my 10 apiece. I might drop to 8. Let's see. You don't have to work in the 2 times table. It's just mentally what I'm used to.
10 seconds.
Jolly D.
Round 2.
Oh yeah. Ooh la la. All right. Let's get these guys going.
Halfway there.
Whew. Okay. Minute to go, one more set, then we'll have plenty of rest before we come into our hamstring and hip work. Okay, back in the room. All right, if we haven't found that tough set yet, let's make sure it's this one.
Last round.
Oh yeah. Ugh. Oh. Okay.
Halfway there.
Okay. Whew. Our next bit of work will involve 60 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 2 moves twice through. Hamstring walk. Again, I'll spam these without any extra gear to do sort of knee flexion based hamstring stuff. Of course, if you have access to sliders, or maybe even if you're on a mat on hardwood floor, socks, carpet, whatever it is, where you could do a sliding curl. But me on these grippy mats without any extra gear, keeping it simple, I'm just going to do a hamstring walkout.
Rest.
So what I'm thinking about Keeping my hips extended to the sky, locking the glutes to help with that. Doing little controlled steps. When my legs reach their straightened point, like the hamstring bridge we did at the start, I'm going to hold for a 1-2 count, walking back, try and hold on for the full 60 seconds. And then we're going to do some seated hip internal rotation stuff. Nice, simples.
Seconds.
Yes, indeed. Okay. Let's get ourselves ready to rock.
Let's go. Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Okay.
Rest.
Surprisingly challenging, always is. Now, we're going to keep this simple today, reasonably. We're going to be in this similar bear sit position like we were at the start. The further back you lean, the more accommodating that's going to be. Most of us have pretty poor hip internal rotation. So find a position that works for you. And what we're going to be doing, dropping the knees together, feeling that internal rotation stretch on the hip, squeezing, and then pulling apart. And you want to do it in a way that is absolutely challenging. Like me, I'm sitting taller, now that's tougher. Squeeze in, pull them apart. If your knees are touching without much stretch, then just widen your foot base and sit taller.
Halfway there.
Oh yeah.
Mm. 10 seconds. Rest.
And rest we shall for 30 seconds. We'll do it one more time through. Little break. And we've got some finishes. Good dose. Good dose.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Oh yeah, and rest we shall. Okay, again, should have an idea of what we're working with here with our hip internal rotation. Adopt a position that's challenging. Let's get to business.
Last round. Halfway there. Seconds. Rest.
Hurrah! Okay, 1:30 until we do our final block, which will be every 3 minutes, like we did earlier in the session, just for 2 windows. So again, flexible working and resting environment. VMO squat simply involves feet are going to be close together, toes forward. We elevate the heels so we can sit tall and really deep to prioritize the front of the legs there. I'm going to be using a yoga block.
Rest.
You could use a book of similar dimensions, or you could use a handle on a dumbbell, depending on what kind of shaped dumbbells you have. All right, but that's our position. We're going to control it down, hold for a 1 second pause, and then stand tall. If you don't have any of those extra accoutrements, you could simply stick to a regular pause goblet squat. We're going to shoot for 15 reps, so choose your loading accordingly. And then we're going to do some, at least at first, unloaded hip work in the form of 6 hip aeroplanes. Again, ideally, you'll have somewhere to hold on to for balance. You can do this without that. It's just tough at first on the old balance. I'm going for a 20 kilo goblet to start with here. Let's have a look. Control it down, little pause. 1, 2. Okay. Now the hip airplane, I'm going to turn sideways on so you can see me. We're going to have a soft knee, the leg that's down, pushing the bum back, and we're going to reach the other one long. So we kind of got this T shape. I'm holding on for balance. We're going to do 6 slow reps of imagining this femur in the hip socket staying where it is, but we're moving the body around it. So I'm going to turn big that side, turn in there, rinse, repeat. It's like I'm screwing that femur into the pelvis.
Halfway there.
Oh. Don't worry if we get time capped. We're learning here. We're learning. A little bit close. Okay. Oh, that feels great.
10 seconds.
If you want a little longer in the rest, you can eat into the next window. Totally fine. Otherwise,
Round 2.
another set awaits us. Alright, in retrospect, I'd probably go heavier there next time, but feels good.
Halfway there.
Okay. Reach a little longer. Oh, always a surprising challenge. Okay.
Seconds.
Oopsie.
Well done.
That was actually my sixth one. Okay. Ooh. Give you a chance to finish up there if you have to. Before we do a couple of stretches and just down regulate. Huh. Nice. Okay. We're going to come for some modified pigeon 1990 business. So front, rear legs at right angles, turn on over. I'm just going to reach long and over, play around a little bit as you need to. Think about tilting your pelvis like you're pouring water out the front of it, just to lengthen out that hip. Should feel the stretch come on a bit more. And I'm going to do my 5 breaths. And then finally, you can insert a different stretch here if you like. I'm just going to come into a slightly wider than normal squat. Oh. Using my arms just to wedge out a little bit. My adductors tend to get really tight. And that, as they say, is that. Such a pleasure. I feel so much better. Thank you for joining me. I hope you do too. Hope it was 30 minutes well spent. And I'm going to see you in our next session, which will be upper body. So front and back. So we're getting some juicy supersets there. Anything else? Drop me a line in the meantime. Thank you very much.